Now, from Kansas City's breaking news leader, this is 41 Action News.
More than a dozen people are in the hospital after a train derailment in rural Kansas. Good morning, I'm Lindsay Shively.
And I'm Patrick Fazio. Officials say 5 cars of an Amtrak train are on their side, and some passengers are injured, that is, after the train derailed early this morning. The train was carrying about 140 passengers. Officials say the passengers transported to the hospital do not have life-threatening injuries. The train was heading from Los Angeles to Chicago when it derailed. According to Amtrak, local emergency responders are on the scene and investigating this incident.
All right, it is 4:29 on this Monday morning. To get you started, big story is going to be that fog out there, very similar to yesterday morning. Dense fog advisory for our entire viewing area until 9 o'clock this morning. Here's a look at the visibilities out there. We have no visibility at all in Warrensburg, about a quarter of a mile throughout the Kansas City metro area. The thing is here, even though it says 0.3, there are spots, patchy, that are 0 visibility throughout the metro area. KCI being one of them, where it's down almost to 0 visibility. Let's just go ahead and look at our sky views to start. American Century Investment sky view at Corporate Woods. So what we're looking at here is 435 at 69 Highway, but you really can't see anything but the lights because of how thick that fog is. KCI Airport at the Marriott, we're looking toward the airport at this point from the hotel, and the fog, you can see a little bit more than that other camera, but it's still an issue. So for the commute, give yourself an extra time as you head out the door, because this fog's going to be with us at least until late morning. Dry though, temperatures right about 50 degrees as you head out the door. By the time you head home, temperatures near 73, topping out near 80 for a lot of us. So a fantastic forecast once we can get this fog out of here. Until then though, we're going to keep you ahead of that and keep you up to date on where some of the more problem spots are. So if you're getting ready to head out and you see as you head to work, okay, this is a bad spot, tweet me, Facebook me, or send me an email. Guys?
Kaylee, thank you. So this is cell phone video showing Kansas City police pepper spraying protesters outside a Donald Trump rally this weekend. Now
the KCPD facing some complaints, but the police are using this video to show just how out of control some protesters got. Chief Forte says the pepper spray was used to keep things under control, but some protesters, that is, say the officers went too far.
The pepper spray wasn't just used on the protesters in the street. The pepper spray was used on the protesters on the sidewalk doing what they were supposed to be doing.
KCPD responded in a blog post released yesterday. Police Chief Darrell Forte said the protesters surrounded the officers at one point. Some of them even assaulted a police horse and tried to rush the Midland Theater. After several warnings, police used pepper spray to push protesters from the streets.
Some people who were trying to attend the Trump rally say the protests got in the way. One man says the officers did what they had to do.
I just thought it was a very threatening environment for the police to be in. I thought they did a great job.
Despite the protests, there were several Donald Trump supporters at the event.
Yeah, we talked with them to find out why they believe he should be the next president. Bruce told us, I believe Trump has a keen intellect that sets him apart from both the Republicans and Democrats. And Jessica told us Donald Trump runs his big business very well, and he's not a politician. Politicians are corrupt, she says. You can view all of the responses we received on our website, kshb.com.
Republican presidential candidate John Kasich told supporters all of the violence surrounding the Trump rallies is sending a very bad message to the rest of the world.
Well, I mean, I think when people around the world see images of Americans clocking each other at a campaign rally, they're like, you know, we're in disarray. That's what they're going to try to say. It'll be used as a propaganda tool.
Right now, Kasich is focusing on his home state of Ohio, where he does have the lead over Trump. Ohio is holding its primary tomorrow, along with Florida and Missouri and Illinois. Republican presidential candidate Marco Rubio is also focusing on his home state of Florida, but right now Trump has a double-digit lead over Rubio. Early voting came to an end last night in Florida, and already more than 1.9 million voters have made their choice.
On the other side of the presidential race, Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton took the stage for a CNN town hall last night set in the must-win state of Ohio.
Yeah, the two took turns tackling key issues like economic development and trade. Scott McLean was there.
Well, the Democrats spent most of their stage time laying out their ideas, both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton opting to skip attacks on each other. But neither held back when moderators asked about Republican frontrunner Donald Trump and his rallies.
Donald Trump is a pathological liar. That Donald Trump is literally inciting violence with his supporters. He is saying, if you go out and beat somebody up, that's okay. I'll pay the legal fees. That is an outrage.
There's just so much of what he's doing that I think we all have to reject because it is so at odds with our values. You don't make America great by tearing down everything that made America great.
Many of the voter questions at the town hall centered around the economy. They asked how the candidates would revive manufacturing in America's Rust Belt.
We have to look at how we keep a steel industry going. Standing here tonight, I can't tell you exactly what that would look like, but I can pledge to you that I'm committed to keeping a steel industry and steel workers working in Ohio and America.
And Ohio voters wanted to know what they would do about international trade deals.
No rational person is talking about building a wall. So of course we're going to do trade, but trade policies have got to be policies that work for the people of our country.
Now, Clinton and Sanders are fighting hard across Ohio and also 4 other states that vote on Tuesday, including Florida. That's the biggest prize where 246 delegates will be up for grabs. Reporting from Columbus, Ohio, I'm Scott McLean.
All right, 4:35 now, and turning to sports. Kansas got the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament, which was no surprise, but it's where they're placed that has some people talking.
So the NCAA selection committee didn't do the Kansas Jayhawks any favors. The committee moved them from the Midwest to the South, which looks like the toughest region. Sports anchor D. Jackson was in Lawrence with KU's reaction.
There's nothing that the Jayhawks would love to do more than to switch that banner out and change it to a #6. Getting ready for the NCAA tournament, we were a little bit surprised that they're going to the South Regional. Of course, we knew they were going to be the #1 overall seed. The Jayhawks still say there's plenty of positives to take away for the opener on Thursday.
In some ways, you could say that we got a break because we don't have to prepare for a play-in game, because a play-in game, obviously you don't know who's going to win until late Tuesday night, and therefore you just have the one day. So we'll be able to look at them and see if they're doing anything unique that we need to spend a little extra time on.
Winning the tournament was a great thing for us. And we're just playing so well together as a team, and I feel like we have a great momentum push, but we still have to make sure we're working hard and giving 100% effort.
The pressure is going to be there for everybody, but I think that we've been through so much now, and it started all the way back in the summer with the World Games and all the way up until now, that the pressure really isn't super high for us, and we got a good balance of different types of personalities on the team that can keep it loose and still keep us focused. And so, I think we're mentally prepared to handle the ups and downs of this tournament.
In order to be successful, Kansas is certainly going to have to play tough for defense. Austin Peay has 3 players averaging in double figures, but it's the first start on their road to the Final Four. In Lawrence, D. Jackson, 41 Action News.
And here are the details for the first game. KU, the #1 overall seed, plays against Austin Peay. As you heard, that is Thursday. Tip-off is at 3 o'clock our time.
Something most people look forward to after filing for their taxes, that return.
But it turns out many still haven't filed for it for 2012. Why you should act fast if you think you're one of those people. And medical expenses do add up, especially for cancer survivors. How much more one study finds survivors owe.
And we're looking at temperatures right around 50 degrees this morning. Big warm up later. We'll talk about that after this.